All right, let's double click our Maya file to open it up. Now we're structuring this around dialog nodes rather than sort of like room navigation. So we're doing this as more of like if a character is talking. So I'm hitting Control and plus to zoom in a little bit here. Now we want to start with something called a not header. Now a not header is essentially a narrative section or node. They act like functions if you're familiar with coding, which hopefully if you've done all um, the videos we did in Twine, the idea of a function should be pretty understandable at this point. But they group dialogue together. Essentially, that's what you want to think about, and they give Unity kind of a specific target to jump to. And then we're going to go ahead and write some standard narrative. So we have here it says Maya looks up from her workstation, eyebrow raised. Maya, you're back early? Did you find what we're looking for? So anything that's without any sort of special symbols is printed directly into the player line by line. Now, if we put an asterisk, which is on our next line, this is considered a non-repeatable choice. The asterisk, it creates an option that disappears after the player chooses it once. So if you want a choice to stay available every time, you'd use a plus sign instead. So let's go ahead and write that out. All right, so this friendly that comes after it is called a choice label, and that's this guy right here. And this text is visible only on the button. Anything inside the square brackets appears on the choice button in your UI, but will not be printed in the story transcript after the player clicks it. And then this right here is essentially our choice output. So any text printed after selecting the choice, text outside of the brackets is printed to the story transcript as the player line once it's chosen. Now this line here is, and we're getting an error here, it says divert target not found, Maya workstation. So this is a scene jump or a redirect, and this is actually our divert here. This is a divert arrow, and it tells Ink to immediately jump to the story flow to the specific not. So think about when I said not there, what should I be putting down below here with the name Maya workstation? And let's get rid of this little line here at the end that's going to give us an issue, and it should be like that. There we go. So this divert here, if it's selected, it's going to jump down here. All right, so now that we've done this, let's kind of add a little bit more extra context, right? All right, I added a little bit more. And let's see, let me kind of tab these out a little bit better. So we have our friendly, we have our direct, and this will make a lot better sense once we go ahead and play through it in the editor. And then we have this, we have a Maya confrontation, which is directing down here. And then this is our end. This is our leaving. All right, so let me, just for the sake of redundancy, let me just kind of explain this one more time. So we start with this not header, Maya greeting, right? And notice how our choice options aren't just actions, they represent different dialogue tones for the player. We have friendly, we have direct, right? And then we have leave. Depending on which tone the player chooses, Maya's body language and response changes, diverting the flow to different emotional states like Maya workstation. Maya turns her attention to the back monitors, though her posture is noticeably relaxed, or Maya confrontation. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S to save this, and I'm going to minimize it and jump back into Unity. And actually, before we jump over, we are missing one divert. So there we go. So you can see here on the side, this Maya greeting is, by putting this divert to Maya greeting, it's telling it, hey, we want the project to start here. So you can see here, it says, Maya looks up from her workstation, eyebrows raised. Maya, you're back early. Did you find what we're looking for? Friendly, direct, leave. So if we select friendly, not yet, but I'm close. So we jump down here, and this is the friendly, right? We selected friendly, and it takes us to Maya workstation. Not yet, but I'm close. Da 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 da. Waiting too long. You can see that's all here, right? And then Maya turns her attention back to the monitors, though her posture is mostly reacted. Here we go. So think about this. You know, we learned about diverts, right? We learned about these, which are essentially functions, and then we can jump between these functions using diverts. Now let's take a look at here. Let's restart that, right? Let's go back. These are our buttons, right? Friendly, direct, and leave. So you can think of those as buttons. And the last thing I want to do before we end this tutorial is see how it looks in Unity when we play it through the story. All right, here we are back in Unity. I'm going to right click on this because it's not showing up here, and recompile ink. And let's see, rebuild the ink library. Come on, ink player. Let's see. Let's just drag our Maya file, here we go, into that scene. There we go. And let's see, choices. Continue. Maya looks up from her workstation, eyebrows raised. Continue. And this is just another way of testing it. You just keep going through. Maya softens, slightly nods. We have stories that were down here. We have these two. Maya turns her attention. Let's restart it so you can see that one more time. So here's continue and then continue maximally. Continues until the next choice. So we can hit that. And you can see here was our button. It's friendly, direct, leave. Well, let's do direct. And then we can hit continue maximally, and there's all those elements. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you're slowly getting comfortable. We will eventually program a very simple 2D movement, and we'll hook this up inside of our Unity dialog. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I look forward to having you in the next one.